Hello again. So while we're at it, I might as well go through tomorrow's matches, or the matches of tomorrow, of course. Um, I'm actually not gonna bet on them all. Um, and I think we're gonna stop at ad hoc versus LDLC, basically because the ECS Season 8 in Europe, the matches has just been put on HLTV, so we don't, oh sorry, not HLTV, LTV, so we don't have any odds offered on them, so we'll go through them tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm going to bed, and at the moment I'm not offered anything in ECS North America, but I think we can go through the matches. I can just comment on them, say a few words, and if you want to use it or bet on it, it's up to you. I just add some words and maybe add some bets later. And if you're not interested in those matches, you can just fast forward or go to 5 minutes or something like that, and you will be at Sith versus Mark and Larry. So basically, Livid versus Sad Boys. This is interesting. To be honest, I don't know much about Sad Boys. I do know who Reality is. He used to play for Good Gamer PR, which was pretty decent at this level. I have no idea who Tandrace or Dopamine. Nicholas and Vitis, they are not very good at this level. They are, with these measures, they're not that bad. They're stable. The star of the team is Reality. But I can imagine the odds being quite bad. Yeah, under 1.2 on basically every betting site. And Livid, they won the advanced MDL, which is a really good sign. And then they kicked one of their players and brought Gimond in. Gimond is quite young, I think. He used to play for Peaker's Advantage. He's really good. I think he has a future in the Counter Strike scene. Yeah, on or in, not sure. He played for. He played for Space Station. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Space Station became Peaker's Advantage. Of course. Yeah. So yeah, he's really good, and I don't think that he has joined a team that is not going to be decent. So I think Livid has the upper hand in this match, but as I said, I don't know much about Sad Boys. Lazarus versus Final Future. Same thing here. The odds look pretty low for Lazarus. Oh, this is interesting. Fraud will play instead of Swag. Is it because Swag has a ban? Don't know actually. Anyway, Fraud. I haven't seen Fraud in a couple of years. He used to be pro player for Complexity. Let's check it out. Yes, so he used to play for Complexity back in 2016. He played a match in 2019. I'm not sure how it went. Okay, he did not. Yeah, anyway. Lazarus will probably win this 2-0 anyway, but there's no value in the odds. Especially now when Final Feature has Stellar and Robbie. Stellar and Robbie, they used to play for Virai Pro, I guess, and both of them were still playing when they became party astronauts. Stellar and Robbie, they're good aimers, they're good fraggers, they rely on their fragging ability. If you put them under a good IGL, I don't think any of them are in-game leader, but they're good fraggers, so if you put them under a good IGL, they can be quite useful. But other people in Final Feature, they're not very good. So even with Fraud, Lazarus will win 2-0. And not something I will bet on or use. And then we have Variance versus ATK. This one should be really easy for ATK as well. As I always say about ATK, they need to improve their aim and their fragging ability. Their tactics are good, their team play, they have a good team play, but they're lacking on the fragging ability. MOTM is quite good and he's a good addition. You cannot compare him to TenZ, but yeah, he's good for 80k. And here we have the main roster from X-Variance. And Variance, they were not very good. They could play Train, I think. Yes, they could play Train. And I remember 80k being pretty bad at Train, so I expect 80k to win 2-0, but it's not something I would bet on. Maybe if I'm offered a handicap odds, I would probably go for X-Variance. The problem is that I don't know who picks first, and I'm only interested if it comes down to Train. And I will probably be asleep when I know the maps, so yeah, I can recommend like 6.5 on X-Variance on Train, because I'm pretty sure that 80k will ban Nuke. I still believe that 80k should win Train, but I can't see X-Variance not getting 10 rounds. And if I remember correctly, they were pretty capable on their T side as well, yes. And yeah, they've beaten Party Astronauts and Asians, so yeah, I probably would recommend a handicap bet here. Let's see 80K's results. Yeah. Yeah. And the last match in ECS is the Quest versus Imperial. I know nothing about this team. It will probably be a 2-0 for the Quest. Yeah, I don't know. Can't say anything. Let's have a look at the bracket, because I can imagine that this will go on all night. There should be a bracket, yes. So I guess 80K will face the Quest in the semi-final, and if you are paid 2.2 or higher on the Quest, I can recommend a bet on them. Lazarus will not pay much against Livid, so yeah, not much to say there. And the final will be Lazarus versus the Quest, and yeah, no comments, because I'm not sure it will be played, because both the first and the second place qualifies. Oh, now the Tona has started as well. Yeah. So, this is the interesting map. We have Sif versus Mark and Larry, and I can only analyze it from the knowledge, or on the knowledge I have here. And yeah. So Mark and Larry, they are basically Justice. I don't know if you remember Justice. They played in the MDL. They had Brace, Rofko, or how you pronounce it, and Tam. And then they had two others as well. I think PZ was one of them. Not sure who the last one was. They managed to avoid relegation. But what I've heard, they have not practiced much this season, and they have two new players, and both of them are, I would say, on the same level as the other three. Maybe Dinky is a little better, but yeah, they're basically on the same level. The thing here is that none of them are on the same level as Willa KS, Herbs, Equal, Bedonka, or Eno. Then of course we don't know if Willa KS will play, but if Plix will play, that's not a disadvantage. So Sif should be way better here. Then of course I got tricked by Sif's map pool yesterday. Or actually it was today. It was today. They went for Inferno. I am pretty confident that Mark and Larry will ban Train, because Sif, even if they have 0%, they are quite decent on it, and Sif will ban Vertigo. And Sif will choose if Mark and Larry will ban first, or if they keep it and Sif will ban first. So I will definitely avoid handicap bets, and I might add handicap bets later on when I know the maps, but I think Mark and Larry will go for Dust 2. It was their best map, and I do remember that they were decent on Overpass, but it's not something they will choose because Sif has been really good at it, and yeah, when they were Justice they lost 16-10. Their best map is Dust 2. The problem is that Sif is quite good at Dust 2. They have pretty good results, I guess. Yes, nothing to complain about here. So I don't think Mark and Larry will go for Mirage or Inferno, which leaves us at Nuke, which I know they have played. They only have one map versus Avant. Yeah, there is an opportunity there. They might go for Nuke, to be honest. I say Nuke or Dust 2. And I guess Sif will go for Overpass or Inferno, to be honest. Depends on if they feel confident after today's loss against Madlike Wizards. But I remember Mark and Larry being a really bad Inferno team. Yeah, not much to say there. They played Order, so yeah. But this will come down to double material and a 2-0 for Sif, and I might add some handicap bets later on. Oh, Isaka Boras, or Boras, or how do you pronounce it, and Illuminar. Well, I don't know if you've seen Illuminar in the last couple of weeks or the last 2 months. They have looked really good, their form is good, and their fragging ability is high. And I must say, if you compare Illuminar to Isaka Bors, Illuminar is a much better team. I don't think any of the players in Isaka Bors will be good enough to play in Illuminar. But yeah, that's only from what I've seen in MDL, and they did not manage to play well in MDL, so yeah, hard to say, but I'm still holding Illuminar as the better team, and I will not predict the map pool here. This is going to be really hard because both teams play every map. I guess that Isaka Bors will ban Overpass because Illuminar is a really good Overpass team, and I think Illuminar will ban Train. Not that Illuminar is a bad Train team, they're quite decent, but it's for sure Isaka Bors' best map. It leaves Dust 2 open. Dust 2 is another really bad map for Isaka Bors, but it's not a common map for Luminar, so it makes them quite vulnerable. I'm not sure which is best, if they leave Dust 2 or Train. I would probably say that Train is a better map for Illuminar, so if I were the team captain, I would ban Dust 2, but I think they have a really good shot at 2-0 here, so I will use the money line as double material and also place a smaller bet on 2-0. This is interesting. I will call them MC, but yeah, it's XMC. And they pay, on the sites I'm using, they pay around 1.5755. You can still find them at 1.7, and 1.7 is a really good odds. In terms of players, I said that Bizarre, they have great potential and they play as a team, but we saw today that they are quite vulnerable when they face players that can frag or aim on a higher level. And MC, they do have some good players. They have their upper Mojus. His form has been not good, but not bad either. We have Tom, who used to play for Riot, I think. Yeah. ASAP is a really hard fragging player. So I think this will be very difficult for Bizarre to close a best of 3. And it's also hard to predict the outcome of the map pool. I'm pretty sure that MC will give Bizarre the first ban to see what they get rid of. And I honestly can't tell. I think they will ban Dust 2, to be honest, to get rid of that one, which leaves Train open, but MC will not go for Train. I think MC will ban Vertigo. Oh really? Huh. Okay, so MC bans Dust 2 as first ban. That's interesting. Yeah, I do remember MC being a decent Dust 2 team, so I'm not sure why they banned Dust 2. This makes it interesting because it's hard to predict, but I'm pretty sure that MC will go for Inferno or Mirage. We saw them against Rewound. They are a good Mirage team. We have seen Bizarre as well on Mirage. The problem is that they have not been tested. They have played lesser teams like Control, Trident. I would say that Rooster is a lesser team as well, and they lost 2-0. I think, to be honest, I do think that MC will... I don't know. I think Bizarre will go for Nuke even if they lost today. MC should be prepared on it. I haven't seen them in a while and I don't remember them playing it, so I can't say anything. That's why I'm gonna leave the 2-0 here, but I'm gonna use the money line because I am confident that they will win Mirage, and whatever comes out as third map, they will win that one as well. I do believe that they will win 2-0, but as I said, I'm not confident in predicting the map pool, and both teams have quite new rosters or lineups, so I'm leaving it there and use it as double material. So yeah, Heretics looked solid today. They have struggled in their past matches. They have players that should be able to outfrag everyone in the final tribe. The problem is that they have been very inconsistent. The final tribe has, in the recent matches, they have basically played on the level they should, winning a map against Tricked, Avis, alternate attacks. I think they can win a map against Heretics as well. The problem is that if Heretics show up, they will win 2-0, and if they don't, they will lose a map at least. So Heretics has been too inconsistent, and the odds is way too low in this case. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it. And then we have the last match, which is Ad Hoc and LDLC. Ad Hoc is basically old alternate attacks, and when they were reunited and started playing again, I was quite excited, but the problem is that they have not shown much, to be honest. Neither have LDLC, and I said yesterday that everything about LDLC looked terrible, and the two new players, Mao and Kensia, they were even worse than the two they released. It was XMS and one more, Roden, I think. But I watched them against 3 meters, and they showed some signs of light. They actually looked better, and Ad Hoc, when they played Isakobors, they looked very bad, and they have looked bad in all their matches. They lost against Virtus Pro. They lost versus another Polish team which I cannot pronounce. They won against Youngsters, but we all know what level Youngsters are playing at. And as I said, they looked really bad against Isakobors. I'm not sure why they only play Polish teams, but yeah. So with that in my mind, I would say that 1.58, 1.6, 1.57 is quite good double material. So Ad Hoc will probably play Dust 2 or Train, and LDLC, they have not looked very good on those maps earlier. Their last match on each map looked quite decent, so there is a chance they will win 2-0. But yeah. Yeah, everything comes down to if LDLC shows up. I'm thinking if Ad Hoc might go for Nuke, which is LDLC's first pick. Kind of hard to predict the map pool here as well, but I would say that LDLC will take it in a best of 3 if they show up. So yeah, I'm gonna use the money line as double material. I think that was everything, and I will be back with these matches tomorrow. Maybe not in a video. I might not even bet on them. Yeah, we'll have to see. But that's everything for now.